Hi, welcome back to What a Way to Game. If you tuned in for the episode last week, you saw that we were well on our way to establishing a fully functioning business in Arctic Motel Simulator. But if you missed it, here are the main details. We are currently renting out a small row of rooms, got a side hustle selling beans in the other side of reception, and can now deliver them as room service. I unlocked Motel Level 2 after what can only be assumed was for top-tier satisfactory reviews from our customers, and can now make pet-friendly rooms. We also have someone in line whose eyes are busted, leaving him in an everlasting look of guilt, and he seems to be stuck here forever, so I hope to keep it that way. Now, to the untrained eye, it may seem like I'm just stocking beans for a rundown, frequently dirty, barely profitable, seedy motel, which I have absolutely no business working as a greeter in, let alone managing, but what I'm really doing is expanding. As you can see here, at all times between my ass cheeks lays an always sharpened axe, and dotted around the property are, of course, nature's silent protagonists, trees. And luckily, being of the silent variety, they won't get to voice their opinions or comments about their sudden four-chop removal. Comments like, are you even qualified? Did you even file a permit? Why do we always turn into such pristine chunks when you cut us down? But that's right, folks. If you remember last time we played this, our objective was to set up rooms that could accommodate not only our dead-eyed patrons, but also their furry companions. And if there's one thing I'm sure that animals can appreciate, it's a destruction of some of the natural habitats of other wildlife. I've heard nature is fiercely competitive, so it's only reasonable they'd understand the nuances of sabotage. Of course, with how hard chopping all of that wood was, I can only imagine the building process is going to be leagues more difficult. Okay. Well, I guess they did ask me a question, and anything that makes me think is automatically more traumatic. And so, we'll just keep helping out these bean connoisseurs, whoever they may be, no matter how generic their model or how crooked their neck. And yeah, I'm just going to keep the floor dirty. I can't actively do anything to serve the customers in a more irritating way, but as long as I can keep their moods low with subpar housekeeping, I can still call it a win. All right, for this new room, we're going to go with one couch for someone without legs, one shower, as inaccessible as possible and clearly not hooked into any pipes. One cat thing blocking the front of the doghouse to create unnecessary turmoil, and one bed with Bethesda's creation engine physics. Bathroom and living room merge complete. I really like this setup here because it makes sure that your pets are having the exact same level of discomfort as you are. If you're mad, they're mad. Take them inside. Okie dokie. Just got to decorate. And we can actually add some art to the walls, it looks like. Okay, why even have all these different sticker options when there's obviously only one option we will ever need? And it took me way long to realize that there's this little checklist on the bottom left telling me what I still needed to do before I could rent the room. Well, I'm going to blame Amazon for it either way and make them box up my orders one by one. Yeah, I don't blame you, lady. I'd probably leave too. Unless you're just setting up a 360 no-scope, in which case I can't wait to see your montage. Well, we might as well spend the little extra time that we do have out in the trees, and we'll just lumberjack off for a while. Okay, the bonus event I wasn't aware about generated me an impressive 0 extra dollars. And the prices are so high and my wallet is thin and sad. Aw, game. I didn't know you say the same things I do in real life. And I guess it looks like the winter season is upon us. Guess I never really thought about the whole Arctic Motel part of the Arctic Motel Simulator. Yeah, Yellow Snow Incorporated does seem like a totally inappropriate name for a summer strictly establishment. Hello, are you the owner of the motel? I'm lying on the bed in room 2 right now, and I feel a little itchy on my back. Is there something wrong with my bedding? I mean, probably. I've been renting out the same rooms for an entire season, and I haven't seen a clean bed option. But, yeah, no, I mean, what? This has never happened to any of the other guests I've never checked on. This doesn't help at all. Yeah, that's kind of like my whole mantra, man. I can't help but notice the temperature is steadily dropping. It's like my guests are staying in the ice hotel, just without the ice sculptures, entertainment, or whimsy. But it's got that biting cold. But I guess I'll heat the place up, not for their comfort, but because I probably can't afford the drop in the room prices. And contributing some smoke pollution will always be priceless in my books. And the game wants me to set up an employee cabin, which is fantastic. Because why spend your life being a terrible person when you could spend your life also being a terrible person to other people? Pay it forward and such. Oh, I don't have enough money. Again, the game is hitting a little too close to home. You know, people still show up to my shop just to buy beans, even through snowstorms. And I don't have to clean beans. I kind of prefer my side hustle as opposed to the titular reason for my current in-game existence. But I'll continue to get some money, and maybe that employee I hire can take care of the cleaning for me. Can't help but feel a little jealous of the confidence in your swagger, ma'am. And what's back here? I've never checked. Plates, eh? And they're locked. Okay, I mean, if anything's wrong with them, it's probably that they appear to be made out of wood, not that they're locked. But who cares about any of that? Because now we can finally afford to place our cabin. Okay, now we just have to pick an employee. Now, who to choose? Well, I think I'd be stupid not to pick the gamer girl. Because if there's one thing I know for sure, it's that a popular female streaming sensation always secretly yearns for a life of manual labor and janitorial obligation. Well, I am going to cap it here, and I'm going to be taking some time to format a new style. I do love what I've been doing these last few weeks, and I just think I'd like to do it in a more structured way so that I can pace things a little better. So if you've enjoyed what I've been putting out, don't worry. I'm just trying to optimize it so that there's, well, more to look forward to. So until then, take care, but I'll be back with more of the same, but just in a better package. All right, thanks. I'll see you soon.